Good morning, America. Good morning, Tennessee. I'm Dave Adams, and this is Street Level America. Let's play ball, America. Cowboy up. There's a group of people out there called the Democrat Socialists of America. DSA. What does DSA stand for? I think it's dumb standing alone or delirious standing alone. We have these polls and surveys saying DSA candidates are going to win. Agnes Nixon did win. She said that we are a group of people that are winning, and we're going to take it away from the elitists, the establishment, and giving to the working people. What she means is we're going to steal from the rich and give to the poor. We're going to be Robin Hood, and we're going to take from the people that have money and give it to the people that have not. Now, on the surface, that sounds like a laudable goal. Breeze feels good. But here's what happens. Wealth is created by work. Life lesson. Wealth is created by work. Somebody has to work to create wealth. Well, all the top 1% are getting wealthy at our expense, at our work, and so we're just going to steal from them. Okay. DSA members and people at home waiting for a paycheck. What are you going to do to create wealth? You see, government doesn't create wealth. Government takes wealth and redistributes it. Work equals wealth. Somebody's got to work to create the money. Remember, work equals wealth. Somebody's got to do something. Somebody's got to create a product. Somebody's got to create a service to generate a product to make money. So if everybody's staying at home under the promise of the DSA, the delirious standing alone, waiting for a paycheck, nobody's working. And we've stole all the money from the rich people. They've moved somewhere else, maybe overseas. Maybe they created a new country called the Sane States of America, SSA. Just hear me out. So they got gone somewhere else, taken all their money, all their jobs. And we're here in America where we've created the DSA, the Democrat Socialist States of America, the DSSA. And we're waiting for our paychecks to come in the mail, but they're not going to come. You know why? Because the people with wealth left. Because we stole all their money. They don't have any money anymore and nobody's working. Work equals wealth. They had a great idea. They knew how to create a company. And we're taking the money from people that knew how to create companies, know how to create companies, and giving to everybody else, and they're just spending it. You take money and spend it and don't reinvest it, don't make the money generate more money, and eventually you end out of money. Eventually your bank account runs dry. Work equals wealth. If you're sitting there spending the money and not making more money, or not making a product or a service that generates wealth, eventually you run out of money. The gravy train is over, the monopoly game is over, and you're waiting for your paycheck doesn't show up because all of the rich people took their money and they moved to a new country they created because they didn't feel welcome in America because we stole all their money after all their hard work and sacrifice and risk in creating a company. They went somewhere else where they could do that and enjoy a reward for their benefit. Work equals wealth. Well, it's not fair, isn't it? They had a great idea. They worked, they invested, they slaved, they took a risk to create a company. They were successful, and there's a reward for their success. It's called capitalism. It's called the free market system. Communism doesn't create wealth. The free market system, capitalism, does. Remember, work equals wealth. Nobody works, there's no wealth. Nobody works, we steal from all the rich, redistribute to everybody else who's not working. Eventually, like Margaret Thatcher says, socialism dies because we've stolen all their money and we've run out of money. Gravy train is over, monopoly game is over, end of story. Work equals wealth. We need to restore a number of things in America. We need to unmask the DSA, the delirious standing alone. You can say, well, that's a grandiose statement, Dave. What do you mean standing alone? I think when we get into the midterms and we get into the next general election, you're going to find that the DSA stands for the delirious standing alone. And Main Street America, who's just kept their kept their hand to the plow, kept their nose to the grindstone, and just keep going to work every day and continue to create wealth, work equals wealth, to continue to keep building this thing called America, while all the loud voices on all the newscasts are saying that the top 1% are evil and we need to steal their money. But you, mom and dad, USA, who've raised kids and families with a work ethic and a Christian philosophy, you say no. The Bible says that if you don't work, you don't eat. There is a reward for work. It's in the Bible. It makes sense. Socialism, communism ends when you run out of other people's money, when you're not creating wealth. Please hear me. Government doesn't create wealth. Government takes wealth and redistributes it. The free market system, capitalism, is what makes money. That generate income, generate wealth. That's where America got. Tell me this then. Riddle me this, Batman. If the capitalist system is so evil and rotten to the core, how come America has become to the massive industrial, cultural icon that it has been? That it is. The American dream. The American dream is you have an idea, you come to America and the government's going to get out of the way, theoretically, and you're going to realize your dream and you're going to profit from it. Why do so many people want to come to America? Why don't they run to China or Russia if socialism is so great? Venezuela, Cuba. Why are people running there? Why are people getting in boats and floating across the water to go to Cuba if it's all so wonderful? No, see, they're coming this way because the free market system works. Work equals wealth. There is the American dream. 250 years I wore this shirt on purpose, 1776 to 2026. We have a website called 1776radio.com. I put some music on there celebrating America, celebrating traditional values. We're going to put more on there. We also have another website called the AmericanConversation.us. And we want to have a conversation about free market, about capitalism, about the American dream. We believe it still exists. And why I created the American Conversation website is we need to talk to those DSAs, the dumb standing alone, the dumbfounded standing alone. Maybe we should have another name other than dumb. What would it be? Undecided. Delirious, dumb. I don't know. We'll work on that. But for now, delirious standing alone. Why do I say that? Folks, look at history. Look at what's worked for America. Look at what has not worked for other countries. So we're going to take a system that has not worked for other countries and take it into America and change the American system. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, my friends. Y'all, bless your heart. The work ethic, work equals wealth. That's what made America the powerhouse that is. And we're going to be celebrating in Washington, D.C. NASCAR, the race of champions, running around Washington, D.C. Americans know how to have fun. America, with all its faults, I believe is the best. I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm going to say the best cultural nation on the face of the earth. I'm somewhat biased, but I like it here. Why? We honor God. We believe in work. Work equals wealth. We've created wealth. We've created this amazing, I believe up till now has been blessed by God. I hope it continues to be blessed by God. This amazing country where the promise of the human potential is allowed to grow to the point that we've never seen any time in history. We honor God, we safeguard freedoms and liberties, supposedly, hopefully, continue, caveat, and we have the American dream. right here, right now. So let's celebrate in Washington, D.C. with the NASCAR Race of Champions. And remember what I said about work equals wealth. Remember work equals wealth when the DSA is saying we're going to tax the 1%, we're going to make welfare for all, we're going to make Medicare for all, we're going to close all the prisons. How's it going to work for the safety in America? Look at what was happening in the Biden administration when they were letting all these people out, when we were defunding the police. Remember those police-free zones in Seattle? Remember this Minneapolis police station burned to the ground? That was anarchy. And the DSA is trying to sell you this argument that that's good for America. There are people, sad to say, that need to be incarcerated. There are people out there that want to take the shortcut. There are people out there that want to steal, rape, rob, and plunder your stuff because they want to. If you violate the law, there needs to be consequences. We need to have a safe America. If we want to have a free America, we need to have a safe America. Closing the prisons is a bad idea. Wide open borders is a bad idea. Chasing all the rich people out of the country. Free Medicare for all. Who's going to pay for all this? One of the things they said, and we're seeing this experiment going on in New York City, Mandami. Free housing, free healthcare, free daycare, free bus services. I haven't seen it yet, have you? Work equals wealth. Somebody comes to you and says that there's a free lunch. Don't believe them. Nothing is free. You got to work for it. That's what has made America the great country it is. And we have a good time. We do. We honor God. We need to restore the work ethic in America. If we want to continue to be this juggernaut, this amazing cultural icon, this wealth-creating nation, we need to remember work equals wealth. I love Mike Rowe. Dirty jobs. Remember Mike Rowe? He has the Mike Rowe Foundation, and they reward and they encourage people to go to trade schools. Don't buy into the line that you need a college degree. We're going to talk about college here in a minute. Penn State, how's the drug trade working for you? I'm a believer. I'm a fan of, I agree with the Trump administration. We need to do away with the Department of Education. What's going on at our institutions of higher education and lower education? Our higher education is becoming lower education. They're becoming drug dealers. What are we teaching these kids at the institutes of higher education? We're teaching them to hate America and how to deal drugs. Penn State, 13 students arrested. What's the surest form of insanity? Keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. I believe in defunding the Department of Education. We need to put education at the local level. Local control is more important. I think we need to teach our kids the work ethic. I think we need to teach them how to love America and why to love America and why America should be honored and why we should continue this great experiment called the republic form of government, representative republic. We have 3 co-equal branches of government. I know they want to throw away that and pack the Supreme Court, throw away the Senate, and make the House of Representatives the Politburo of America, and somehow say that if we have one body that controls everything, that's going to work. Nah. Has it worked before? Nope. The delirious standing alone are telling you that's going to work. Please ask them this question. Where has it worked before and why will it work here now? And you want to do away with the Senate? You want to do away with the office of president? What are you going to replace it with? How is this going to work? Explain to me how this is going to work and how it will benefit America. Explain to me how a country that has grown to the magnitude of America has over the past 250 years, all of a sudden that's broken. When we look at America compared to all the other nations in the world, we have become this giant, this cultural icon above everyone else. Why did that happen if it's so bad? Asking for a friend. Work equals wealth. They want you to close the borders. They want you to open the prisons. What's the phrase? From school to prison. Well, schools should be Penn State, the Department of Drug Education. Schools should be a place where kids learn the value of work, learn how to function in society, learn how to think in society, learn how to build rocket ships to go to Mars, not how to deal drugs. That's what it should be. So if it's not, we're going to break that and we're going to destroy it and we're going to put it back into what it's supposed to be. Kids need to learn the value of work, why America is important, why life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is important, why the Constitution is important, why 3 co-equal branches of government, why there needs to be a government with checks and balances. Because humans at the core, there's a saying, absolute power corrupts absolutely. I believe human history has proven that out. We need to have accountability. That's the problem in Washington, D.C. There's no accountability. And so you're going to give one body of government, the House of Representatives, total control over America. Oh, well, most of representatives are selected by the majority vote of the people, and so that's the people's house. That's what they say. But if you give one organism, one sector of government, one group, House of Representatives, total control over America unchecked, that's a recipe for disaster. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Work equals wealth. We need to continue to work. Micro, good on you. We need to teach the value of work. We need trades. We need electricians. We need plumbers. We need carpenters. You don't have to go to 4-year college to learn how to deal with drugs. Go to a trade school. Pick up a trade and you can earn good money. You can earn good money. How? By working. Work equals wealth. That's what's made America great. That's what's made America strong. Let's play ball. Cowboy up, America. Enjoy the NASCAR race of champions in Washington, D.C. this week. Celebrate 250 years. I pray that we, at some point in the future, celebrate 500 years of independence of the greatest man-made government on earth. I'll hopefully continue to be blessed and graced by God. Let's work on that. A lot of work to be done. Let's get her done. Cowboy up, America. I'm Dave Adams. This is Street Level America, and that's what I think.